Hello, welcome to JavaScript tutorial, chapter 13, part 1, JavaScript loop and the while loop in it, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn about the while loop in JavaScript. Right now, let's understand that very clearly. Before understanding the while loop, let us look into the basic loops present in JavaScript. They are while loop, do while loop and the for loop. But as of now, in this session we are going to learn only about the while loop. So here comes the working of while loop. Keep in mind, while loop checks the condition first. So if the condition is true, statements within the loop are executed. And this process continues until the condition evaluates to true. Okay, and to understand the working of while loop, what I'll do is right now I'll jump into Visual Studio Code, and here I'll click on the file menu. I'm going to open the folder where I'm going to create my HTML page, and this is the folder. Okay, I've selected that. Once I do that, I'll get that folder in my Visual Studio Code. So within that folder right now I'm going to add my HTML file. I'll name the HTML file as demo.html. And you can observe here on my right pane of Visual Studio Code, I got that HTML page. So in this HTML page, I'm going to write a bit of HTML as well as JavaScript. So let me add few tags: HTML, then ed. Within that, let me add a title telling like it's a demo of while loop. Fine. And after that, let me add a body tag. Within the body tag, let me call the script tag, and I'm going to specify like what type of script I'm writing with the help of type attribute. So the script is JavaScript. Okay, now let me show you a demo of while loop. So to understand that very clearly, what I'll do is I'll take the input from the user. Okay, once user enters the input, based on that we'll write some condition. So how to take the input from the user? So I'll make use of the prompt function to do that work. Okay, prompt. What prompt function does is it asks the user to enter the input. Okay, display a pop-up box. Within the pop-up box, it asks the user, it tells the user to enter the number. So let me do that. Enter the number. But keep in mind, whatever the input the prompt window is going to take, it keeps in the string format, but I want to convert it into the number. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll make use of the number function, which converts the string format of prompt into the number format. So let me store the number whatever the user have entered in one variable. I'll call the variable as user number. This is the variable where I'm going to store my number whatever the user has entered, and this is a variable. So now once I run this page, what will happen is I'll get a pop-up box which will ask the user to enter the number. Once user enters the number, that number will be stored in this variable. So what I'll do is I'll take that variable to understand the while loop very clearly. So what I'll do is I'll create another variable, and I'll name the variable as I. The variable is I, and I'll set the value of I to 0. Okay, now I'll call the while loop. Okay, in the while loop I'm specifying the condition. The condition is I is less than or equal to user number. Okay, and after that, if the condition is true, if I is less than or equal to user number, then I have to print those numbers on the web page. So to print the numbers on the web page, what we'll do is we will make use of the write function present in document object. So I have to call the document object. Then within that I have to make use of the write function. Okay, in that write function I need to call that variable I. Okay, and after that what I need to do is I need to increment the value of I. So what I'm doing right now is I'm showing you how the while loop works. So if I wish to print the number from 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, okay, 0 to 10, what I need to do is once I run this page, I'll get a pop-up message, pop-up box. Within the pop-up box I have to enter a number 10. So here the user number is having the value 10. So it comes here in the while loop. Here it's going to check whether 0 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, obviously it's 0 is less than 10. Then it will go and print this I. Okay, then it will increment here. So now the value of 0 is incremented to 1. Again 1 will come and execute this condition. The condition is 1 is less than or equal to 10. Obviously 1 is less than 10. So again this set of statements get executed until the condition fails, until the condition turns to be false. This set of statements present between this loop, present between these curly braces, is going to execute. Once the condition turns to be false, it jumps out of the control, comes out of this loop. Okay, now let us see a demo of it. This is how the while loop will work. Okay, now let me go to the folder where I've saved this page. So here comes that folder, and in the D drive and in JavaScript, and it's present here. So when I double click on this, you can observe it's pushing this page to the browser in the Chrome. Once it's done, it's bringing a pop-up box telling like enter the number. Suppose if I enter the number 10, okay, then I click OK. What happens is we'll get the numbers, okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 printed on the web page. Right now they are printing next to each other. Suppose if I want to print each number in the separate line, what I need to do is I need to append break tag of HTML. So what I need to do is after this I, okay, I need to append the break tag of HTML like this. Okay, now when I do Ctrl S, let me go back. Now let me refresh again. It's asking me to enter the number. I'll enter the number as 10. You can observe now the numbers are printing separately in new line. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So what's happening right now is we should understand the working of while loop. It's very simple. Okay, while loop checks the condition first. So it's doing that work here, like it's checking the condition first, whether 0 is less than or equal to user number. The user number we entered was 10. Obviously it's true, 0 is less than 10. So it will go and print this number I. So it prints 0 first. Okay, then after that we are incrementing that 0. So the value of 0 is now incremented to 1. Again it checks the condition. 1 is less than or equal to 10. Then obviously 1 is less than 10. So it comes and does this work. Okay, until and unless it reaches 10. Now the value of I is 10. Now it's incremented to 11. 11 is less than or equal to 10. No, it's not. The condition is failing. So it comes out of the loop. Okay, and it prints the numbers from 0 to 10. This is how the while loop works. Okay, if the condition is true, statements within the loop are executed. These are the statements within the loop. They are executing when the condition is true, and obviously this process continues until the condition evaluates to true. Obviously this set of statements present within the loop will get executed until the condition is true. Once the condition is turned to be false, it will come out of this loop. Okay, so you can observe very clearly. Again I'll refresh. Suppose if I'll enter 5, then the output is 0 1 2 3 4 5. This is how the while loop works. Okay, and that's what we learned in this session. And okay, let me refresh. Some sort of error here. I wanted to show you the code what I used. This is what the piece of code what I used. Okay, I hope you understood this. This is what the piece of code I've used there in my example. Fine, and let me come back. Okay, let me make you understand the infinite while loop. What do you mean by infinite while loop? Suppose, keep in mind, suppose if we forget to update the variable, that is present in the condition checking, okay, this will lead to a never ending or an infinite loop. In the sense, you can observe here we are having two variables. First variable is user number and the second variable is I. Suppose, keep in mind, but this user number variable value is stagnant, it's fixed. In the sense, once user enters the number, the value is 10 and it's fixed, but the value changing here is this value of I. Okay, it's incrementing every time and the value is changing. Suppose what I'll do right now is, suppose if I forget to increment this value, the value of I, what I'll do is I'll just comment out this line. To comment out here, to make use of this slash, okay, double slash, Control S. Now what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll refresh. Now I'll enter the value, okay, as 5 or the 10. You can observe here, okay, the page is still refreshing. Why? Because it's leading to an infinite loop. In the sense, if you wish to update, if you forget to update the variable that is participating in the condition checking, okay, this will lead to a never ending or an infinite loop. So you can observe still now the page is still refreshing. In the sense, it is leading to an infinite loop, or it's a never ending loop. Okay, this is what we call an infinite loop. Will not get the output. You can observe here very clearly the following page has become unresponsive. You can wait for it or become responsive or kill it. Okay, now let me kill this page. Fine. Okay, now let me close this. Let me go back here. And this is what you mean by infinite loop. Suppose if you forget to update the variable present in the condition checking, and thus that will lead to a infinite loop or a never ending loop. Will not get the output of that. Okay, as we saw in the web page was still refreshing. That's what the disadvantage of infinite loop. In the sense, we have not updated the variable which is participating in the condition checking. Here the variable is I, we have not updated it, so it's leading to an infinite loop. So let me uncomment it. Okay, and finally we learned in this session like how to work with the while loop, and we also understood the working of while loop, and also we learned what is infinite while loop, and we also saw a beautiful demo of it. And finally, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training. You can also like our Facebook page visiting these URLs. You can also follow us on Twitter. For further reference, refer websites. We are on LinkedIn too. Last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.